You're listening to Polished Woman, only on LA Talk Radio.
Hello, Polished Women! We're back again. Hello. I'm excited for this topic because this is what we all need. Women need. Okay, so we're welcome to LA Talk Radio, Polished Woman. And if you have any questions, tweet me on @Jessica Bunavach. #Jessica Bunavach. Anyway, unfortunately, as women, there are times when we're defined by who our husbands are or what they do or by what it is what we do rather than who it is we are. When this happens, it can be difficult to prioritize ourselves or to take the time we need to find what will help us to be happy. We have to do these things, though, because if we don't take the time to take care of ourselves, we can't fully take care of our other roles and responsibilities. So, these two girls here, these beautiful ladies, will help us, with this whole topic. And both of them are married to very successful men, husbands. But then again, they still need something for themselves.
Yes.
So we do things every day, like brush our teeth, comb our hair to take care of our appearance. We may exercise or take vitamins to take care of our bodies or pray to take care of our spirits. All of these things are important, but they're not necessarily self-care. It's too easy to forget to take care of other parts of our lives, to nurture our friendships, to find hobbies, or just to be well-rounded. Okay, on my right is Kristen Richardson. Hello.
Hey, love.
And she is this beautiful woman who is married to Kevin Richardson of the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Yes. And this is Krista Lim. But she
Hello.
was Krista Ranillo when she was
Single.
and she was a popular actress in the Philippines. And she's married to a very successful entrepreneur, right?
Wow.
I
Your
think he
best friend, right?
Yeah, he's my best friend. I think he was voted top 40 in the
Yes, like
some
40
magazine.
under 40 in
Yeah.
San
Woo,
Francisco.
that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, for business.
Beautiful.
So,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
yeah, is it hard to be married to your by the way, they are both successful in their own, careers as well before, they were married to their husbands.
We had a life. Just kidding.
They had a life and then they become housewives.
Yes.
So, can you describe that feeling of leaving, your career before, your career, and you were like up there and then leaving everything behind for the family and for your husband?
Well, for me, when we were married, I was a dancer on Broadway and with Cher and did all these things, and then I was an actress and had a very successful career. And when we got married, I kept that going, and I do think that's important that you always keep, yourself something for yourself when you're married and whatever. But then once kids came along, I found it really hard to balance. I was going out on auditions, Jess, and I was up all night with the baby, doing all this stuff. When I'd get a job, I was having to breastfeed on set in between takes, and it's just, I know people do it all the time, but for me, I could not wrap my brain around it. I would show up to these auditions and people would be so prepared because they'd had all day and night to work on it. They looked amazing. I came home with like breast milk all over my I'm like sleep deprived and bags, and I come in, I barely know my stuff, and I was like, I just can't, for some reason, for me, it's not working. And then it came down to the logistics of, do I really want to be gone? Because a lot of times when you work, your work takes you away, whether you're traveling or whether you're just gone from 9 to 7 every day, you know? And I didn't want somebody else raising my kids. So I did make that choice, and I'm glad I did, but I'm not going to lie, it can be very, very difficult at times.
How many years did you realize that, I can't do this? Like how many?
You mean after I had a kid?
Yeah.
I think I was still working till my son Mason was 2, and then I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yes.
Like 1.5, 2, and then
And Mason is your first
he's
son.
my first son. I have 2 boys, And and I am happy to be there and be there for the pickups and the
And
drop
the
off.
milestones, yeah.
Yeah, the milestones, the
Yes.
karate belts,
Yes.
the everything. I'm so, oh my God, I get chills thinking about it. But I do miss, and I watch my friends that work and they have this life, and I do sometimes feel, a little lonely or abandoned about my old life. I don't know.
Yes.
How about
Yeah,
you?
I started acting back in the Philippines when I was 15. So I was like so independent.
Yeah.
I'm used to earning, my own money and then
Yes.
doing something that's really fulfilling because I enjoyed it. We came from a family of actors, and then
Yes.
my parents and my siblings moved here. So I would visit them twice a year. And then I met my husband when I was younger, but then we kind of reconnected when I was a little older.
Yeah.
And then
Sexy.
he's a businessman, so he's very private. And then he asked me when he proposed that if we were to get married, if it's okay for me to move here and leave my career behind. Of course, I said yes.
Yeah.
I love you, babe.
We're glad you're here.
But I know
Yeah, we're
it's,
glad
like
you're
a,
here.
it's like a different transition, when I'm just so used to calling my own shots, having my own schedule, even my own money, and then just depending on like a man, and then we
Yeah.
had a child right away.
Yeah.
Yes, and then one after the other, and the other, and the
Four.
other. We
She
have
has
four.
four.
That's too many.
She looks great. I
He wants one more, but
Are you gonna do
yeah,
that?
because we only have one girl, and I said maybe that's it.
That's a good wife, everybody.
That's a lot.
Oh, not another one.
Wow.
No more. So my struggle really is I want to be a supportive wife
Yes.
and a doting, hands-on mom.
Yeah.
Because I love being there for my children, seeing them grow up as the same as I was
Yeah.
breastfeeding. I'm still breastfeeding actually, and
Yeah.
I love it. But somehow I feel like there's something missing, and I know it's like other moms could probably relate because when you say that there's something missing in your life, you feel guilty. And
That's true.
like at night, I think,
Yes.
why do I feel guilty? Because I'm supposed to love myself too. I mean, I love my
Yes.
husband, I support him, I love the kids, but why do I have to feel guilty wanting to love myself or doing something for myself?
Do you think what kind of things that you should do, for yourself? I mean, do we have to go back to our own career? Because I was the same thing.
Yes,
I
you
left,
were.
when I left the Philippines, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do here? Like, is this the end of my career? Is it the end of my life? I mean, I know that we all love our husbands and our kids, and we want to be there for them, but for some reason, this guy here, right, he was like, no, you should do this. And I was able to write this book, and now I'm doing this, and I feel happy about it. But for other people, how do you think? How can they find that self-care and that love for themselves? Like how do you think they can find that?
For me, I had to
For you,
really, and it might help somebody else. It can feel very overwhelming because you
Yes.
feel like you don't even have a minute in
Yes.
the day to think about it. You don't have extra space for
Yes.
yourself. I mean, most moms, they eat last, their food's cold because everybody else is taken care of. They don't get, you know what I mean? So you don't have any space to even think about doing anything else. But if you just chunk out a tiny bit of time every day,
Yeah.
even if you meditate on it, to maybe journal, and sort of start thinking about your strengths, what you have to share, what you'd like to share with the world, and then sometimes things just come out of that. Like I found out I have an interest in photography, so I started going to the community colleges. I mean, it's amazing. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Really?
Yes, it's inexpensive.
Oh, that's so
You
cool.
go.
That's a good
idea.
I was a little bit nervous because they're so young. It's college kids, but they were so embracing of me. They
I
didn't treat me
didn't
like an
know
old
that.
person.
You look so
young. Don't worry
And I
about
went to
that.
all the ones around LA to classes I wanted and studied photography and took a couple classes a week and had that hour, and oh my God, it was so freeing. I loved every second of it. And I don't know, maybe it's a hobby like that.
Yeah.
Finding a passion.
Yes.
You know what's amazing? Ballroom dancing.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
I would love to go bowling.
I know. I've been trying to get Jess to ballroom
ballroom
dance. And that's like once a week. You
Yeah.
chop out your little time, something like that.
Yes, yeah.
How about you?
The same, just finding something that you love. It doesn't have to be major. I mean, I'm so proud of Jessica. She wrote a book and she was on the show. I mean, that's all what we strive to be. But, in reality, we don't have all that time. And I have like 4 young kids. The most I can do is what I found for myself is like just working out, you know.
Yeah.
That's
Just,
important.
That's
Yes.
important. That 1 hour of being
Yes.
away from
Being
all of
away,
them and
yeah.
just being alone.
It kicks in endorphins.
Yes, yes,
That's a
endorphins,
mood
yeah.
enhancer.
Yes.
It
It's
makes
so
you happy,
important.
makes you feel good about yourself.
Yes,
It's like
yes.
I'm a mom of 4, but it's okay. I'll try
Move
to
your
look
body.
good. Yeah, just something like that just makes you feel good about yourself.
Even that tiny step, going out taking walks.
Yes.
Just some alone time. Find that adult conversation.
Yes, it is.
So do you think, are you in any business right now, or any like job that you're into, or you may want to consider like later on?
Yeah, I would love to find a photography series
I
and
know.
do an art gallery
She's
show.
very
That's
good,
my
by the
dream.
way.
But like I said, I'm having a hard time finding the space of what that is and what I should shoot. So I'm going to take my own advice and I'm going to carve out a little time. I swear I am.
She takes very good photos. She just took a
Aw.
picture of my my daughter Brianna. You can check her
Oh my
out,
gosh,
Kristen
her
K
daughter's
Photography
beautiful.
Oh, wow.
on Instagram, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
She's amazing.
Aw,
She
thanks,
does a lot of
guys.
lifestyle, right?
Yes, I do. I
yeah.
do. But yeah. But
Yeah.
and then I want to hear about you.
Yeah.
Well,
What are you doing?
something
What
that
are you
I've been
doing?
wanting to do is to just do like a mommy blog. Because like
Yeah,
I'm so
that's
active on social media. I'm active on
Yeah.
Instagram, and I have like followers over the
4.
world. They're always like asking me, how do you do this? How do you handle this? And it's just really nice to be able to share like a part of my life that I can share advice, or that's something that works for
Yeah.
them
And
too.
you know,
Yeah.
that doesn't
You
have
should
to
do
be
that.
difficult. You don't have to
Yeah.
get overwhelmed
Oh,
by
yeah.
the
Yeah.
website.
Uh-huh.
You could just film yourself every day with these kids.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
and little.
yeah.
What is your
That's
social
great.
media? You should.
Oh yeah, I'm on Instagram at Krista Ranillo, KristaRanillo.
Oh, I'm gonna check
Yeah.
that out.
I know, and
Check
because
that
she has
out.
like followers all over the world, because the Filipinos are all
Oh,
over
yes,
the world,
yeah,
and
uh-huh.
so they like they can follow you and ask you questions. And
Yes.
when you're out of our country, you're like, okay, you're like in this new world, because
Yeah, you're
our country is
adjusting and finding your own-
our country is like impossible. Like we have everything there. Like we have all the help that we need, right?
Yes, yeah.
So that's why we can do whatever we can. Even people in my country, you have 5 kids or 6, you can still do your business because you have help.
I know.
But
Yeah.
living in the United States, it's very hard because you cannot like get a help.
No, and a lot
like,
of us don't
24
even live
hours.
around family. I
Yeah.
don't live
Oh,
around
yeah,
any
my
family,
parents
so you don't have
Yes.
grandma to drop them off and go do something. It's tough.
Yes.
They're asking, can you say it again slowly? Your
Oh, sorry.
Instagram?
Yes, yeah. My Instagram handle is at KristaRanillo.com. KristaRanillo.
Yes.
I actually thought of the name of a blog already. It's called
Yeah.
NoMommyIsPerfect.com.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm trying to start it. Yeah, because I've been thinking about it, and I'm as a mom, you always want to be perfect.
Yes.
You see. Sorry, it happens. I know there are like people who give birth and after 2 weeks they look amazing already. They have their abs chiseled. That's like what's happening.
Yeah,
but that's
yeah.
social media. That's
Crazy.
that's not the reality.
Mm-mm.
And we all want to be perfect moms, but there's no such thing. And to our kids, whatever we do, I think we're perfect in their eyes.
Do you guys both miss your careers that you were in before? You left all
I'm
of
Yes.
not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I do. But it's hard to
Have
complain.
you ever like talk to your husband and like, hey, do you think if I do this again, you'll be like okay with it? Or
Yeah,
know?
I don't know about you. Mine says he'll be very supportive. Like whatever you want to do, I'm not. And he wouldn't. He's the most amazing guy. But I
Yeah.
felt already that when crunch time comes,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
not available, and I'm not available.
Yeah.
It's always looks to me like you should be available. And it's, he's
that's
the most
hard.
Yeah.
loving, supportive
Yeah.
guy. But I know that friction, and I truthfully, I just want our relationships to stay strong. I don't want to.
Yes.
I don't want have some career to
Yeah.
ruin my family
Yes.
life.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not really worth
she's
it.
been married for like
18 years.
18 years, and they've been together for
For
20
26
Aw.
26
Aw.
years.
years.
Oh my
So
God,
what's the
Jess.
secret?
I
So
don't
what's
know.
the secret?
They've been
What?
together since they were, young. And that's
I love that
amazing.
story.
Yeah.
That's why I want
Yeah.
to share her with you, because
Yeah.
that's very hard for a marriage to be successful, and
is,
being married in a
Yeah.
success.
You know what?
Yes.
You know what that brings me
And
to?
choosing
Just-
to make it work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and you made me think of something. I don't know about if you feel this way, but this is very vulnerable for me to say. But
Yeah.
I miss sometimes the way he would look at me when he was talking about how proud he was of stuff. Oh, do you know
Yes.
she just shot CSI Miami? You see, it was amazing. Did you see the episode and the way he taught? Like, I do miss that.
Yeah.
I'm so stupid.
Oh.
like, so much ego.
No, love. It's not ego. We need that
Ugh.
emotion.
Yes, yeah.
Women are very emotional. We're very emotional. So
Yeah.
we need that. you know,
when your spouse is
constant-
proud of you.
Yeah.
Yes,
constant-
yeah. It's a
yeah.
different feeling.
Yeah, how about you? What do you
Oh
mean?
gosh.
What do you miss?
Well, I miss a lot. I miss, just acting because I really loved it.
Yeah.
But then it's gonna be hard for me because then I have to move back, and then it's just
Yeah.
this is the same as you. I
Have you
just
tried
wanted
to act here?
no.
Yeah, maybe you should try.
What about
I don't know. We'll
that?
see.
You should try.
Maybe. I don't
you
know.
It's
hard.
they're very open, nowadays. It's
Start small. Start in commercials
Yes,
or something.
yeah.
You know.
And you start with commercials.
Ask
that's
him.
so
Go ask him. He won't be able to say no.
Oh wait,
if you
he's
ask him
my
right
best
now.
friend. I know. Oh my gosh, she's like so
She was the
private.
best woman at our
I know.
wedding.
I was the best one.
Yes, we didn't have a best
so
man.
Yeah, he's very. How do I say? He's very private though.
He is, yeah.
He's.
You know, it's hard to talk about this sometimes, though, publicly because you got people that want to stay home with their kids and they
Yes.
can't because they
Yes.
have to work.
That's
and so
true.
you feel guilty kind of complaining about it
I
when you know
know.
people
And
out
it's
there
not
going,
being
I wish
selfish.
I
It's not
wish I
being
could stay
selfish.
home with my
Yes.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not. So it's this interesting balance
Yes.
juggling
Yeah,
act of
yeah.
being
Yeah.
grateful but being a little bit,
Yeah.
Because sometimes men don't think.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. And so what, Kristen? Because they're saying you've been together with Kevin for like a long time.
Yeah.
What is like
Yeah.
your secret? Like,
Oh,
no,
Very
I'm,
well-
got
yeah.
it.
I'm not kidding. I always okay, I hang out with them all the time, and they're so sweet. They like
That's
kiss each other.
amazing, yeah.
They're so sweet with each other, and they dance. They do the salsa together. They're
That's
just
so cute.
they're just so sweet.
We communicate well. Like we aren't afraid to, get down and dirty and talk about the hard stuff.
Yeah.
And we are sweet to each other, but sometimes we can be kind of mean to each other too. So we got to talk about that, and we, when it comes
Yeah.
up. And I don't know. He's just a great human being. I love him to death.
He's very
He's a
humble.
good guy. He's a
Good
good
guy.
Yeah.
And then, he loves shoes. Can we just
he
show
does,
her
yeah.
shoes? Can we just show her
it,
shoes?
Jessica
got me to
Yeah.
It's so cute.
and
Oh, maybe that's how we stay together too.
Yeah.
That could
I
happen.
know.
Yeah.
It's
That's a
expensive.
secret too, yeah.
It's expensive, but he was like, I like that.
He did. He
Yes,
noticed
good
it right away.
taste.
He's that guy that notices everything new. Oh, when'd you get that?
And they had sex with that shoes. Okay, hi, I love you, Cam. So how about you?
We did not have sex with these shoes. No, no, not at all. Hi, kids.
Do you have any questions for Kristen?
With 4 babies, you're
With
obviously
4
doing it a
babies.
lot.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
I mean, you got it
And
going on.
he wants one more. How
Oh
much
my
more?
gosh.
Yeah,
I
no
gotta-
more, no more. Just that I'm just so amazed, like how you can be in a committed and loving relationship and just keep on. I know because a marriage is not really perfect. You fight.
Oh,
there are
yeah.
days where my husband and I hate each other. I won't lie. But there are days that we just choose to love each other too and work it out.
Yeah. Oh, I have a question. So you guys are married to very busy
Yes,
guys.
they're very busy.
Okay. How do you
gone a lot.
How do you how do you do the whole marriage thing? How do you communicate? Are you like sometimes you're like I'm love deprived. I'm like husband deprived, because you're like always away or you're always busy. I mean, how do you find time to be with each other and be
have a-
intimate again?
Oh. I have a feeling you are similar to me in the way that I'm
You're very similar.
independent
You're
person.
very
I think
similar.
you're a very independent
Yeah,
person. So
that's why I had
when
you guys.
When you're not codependent, it's a little bit easier.
Yes.
I have some friends I watch, they're codependent people, and it's beautiful when they find another codependent person
Yes,
and it
that's
works. And
excellent.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like I love they're texting each other
match made in
nonstop.
heaven.
I know that's my husband and I.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just important to always check in with each other and you don't have to overdo it, but
Yeah.
check in with each other, make sure everybody's okay, be
Yes.
there, be available
Yes.
to talk and
What I do actually, what works for me, because my husband's so busy and he's so forgetful. Like he doesn't know his own schedule. I'll just book the restaurant and tell him every day we have to be, here and we're gonna spend time together. Or even like as I know the kids barely see him in school events, but it matters like the world to them. When I'm there, they're like, "Oh hi, mom," but when that's there, it's like there's like confetti everywhere, and I'm like, "Where's my confetti? I'm here every single day with you guys." So I know that it means a lot to them, and I just make sure that if he can, he'll really try to be there. And he knows. I also communicate with him and just tell him, it only not matters to me, but it matters to them. And
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want you guys to have that bond too. So
Yeah,
it's like
you're
the
right. I
family
encourage
bonding
that too.
aside from like the
Yeah.
couple, husband and wife bonding too.
Because they get home and they're tired and stuff, and you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you gotta buck up and hang
Oh,
with
gosh,
the kids.
yeah.
And I know it's exhausting, but you gotta spend time with them. They miss you so much.
Yeah.
So what advice can you give, Christian, everyone about self-care and about loving themselves?
Okay, well, my biggest one is, God, it's so, like, don't judge yourself. Don't ever judge yourself. Know your
Yeah,
worth.
but
if
they
you
do,
are
right?
a
But
state,
they do.
we do,
They
we all
do,
do. But
yeah.
you gotta
Yeah.
stop it when you feel it coming up. You gotta stop it. Don't let others judge you. Not okay. And you know how you do that is self-confidence. Is when you're thinking, oh my God, all I am is a stay-at-home mom. Do you know how important that is? That
Oh, gosh.
job is the
Oh,
hardest
heck
job.
yeah.
People
Yes.
don't know, and they aren't doing it. So it's
And you don't
have
get
to-
paid.
You are raising human beings that are
vacation
gonna,
leaves.
they're gonna
Yeah.
shape our world. It's
Yes.
super important that you don't ever judge yourself with that or let anybody else judge you either. It's great. And if you aren't happy though, try to find those little outlets for yourself.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
very, very important. How about you?
I think for myself is to, like, as a mom, just don't compare yourself to other people too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because
that's
sometimes,
so true.
you have friends, like, which one do you breastfeed or do you bottle feed?
Oh, I know.
What I say is, like, a fed baby is a healthy baby. It doesn't matter. Whatever works for you.
Yes.
We're in a restaurant. I'm sorry, but I give the kid an iPad so we
Yeah.
can eat. I don't want them to use their
Do
iPad.
people
I mean,
not do that? I mean,
yeah, and then sometimes you see a mom or a woman that'll stare at you, and you'll be like, "I'm sorry, this works for me, and I don't want to compare myself with somebody else because my life, we're unique. This is what happens to our family. This is what works, and this is what doesn't. Just
Yeah.
give yourself some credit.
How do you maintain your marriage, with 4 kids?
ooh, yeah.
That's
Oh.
that's a little bit hard, right?
Well, I guess they also
Yeah.
keep us together.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do. Because we love, like, the summer's coming and then we're planning our family trips.
Yes.
We love bonding as a family. And I always tell my husband when we're fighting, if it weren't for the kids, it's the truth. But I think they really keep us together. They keep our marriage together because I want everybody to feel loved and, for us to be complete.
Yeah.
Chris, I remembered when you had Mason.
Yeah.
You had a hard time, having Max, right?
Oh, I did.
I want you to kind of share with with women because this girl, oh my gosh, I was like,
That's
she's
a tough one.
Yeah, that was a tough one because for women out there who who are going through having a hard time having because
yeah,
she's has like 4 kids.
I know, girl. That
She's
girl's
like, every
fertile.
year it's so
Myrtle.
yeah.
If anybody's going through that, I so feel you. It's so
Yeah.
difficult, and
Because a lot of women, that's their that's what
So hard.
will make them happy is to have at least just one.
Well, what happens is like
child.
you're doing this, and your
Yeah.
husband wants the baby, you want a baby, and you're going for it, and it's not working, and you feel like a failure. Like you
Yeah.
feel like a failure in some way, and that's not okay, and that's not true. I just say head up and stay positive, and it is so important the attitude because people that get really dark and depressed and sad, it's
Did you
even
get
harder for the
depressed,
body
like,
to do it.
going through that?
For sure, I did.
did?
I did, but I had to snap myself out of it. That's why there's a big 5-year gap between my 2 kids, 6-year gap, and that's tough too. But yeah, it was.
But how many times did you try? So just they know.
Yeah.
You
I
don't
did.
try just once or
Yeah, no. Well, it's expensive, so
Yes.
that's what's tough. Some people only get 1 shot,
Yes.
and that's tough. You just, you see what you can afford, what you can do. You go for it. We did 3 IUIs, which is like the insemination
Yes.
one,
Mhm.
and then we did 1 in vitro, and in vitro is so expensive.
Yeah.
And when that
Gosh,
didn't work, I was
yeah.
like, that was so sad. That's hard, you guys. You're going through it. Oh, I feel you because you have the little embryos. There's ready to go, and then it doesn't
Yes.
work. It's like
Yeah.
really. So I don't know. I ended up having my second through acupuncture. I found a really great
Yes.
acupuncturist
Yes,
in Beverly
I
Hills.
know.
If you live in the LA area and you're having problems, his name is Dr. Tom Nagasar,
Wow.
and he is amazing. I know so many friends have gone to him with failed in vitros and they've gotten pregnant just
Wow.
through acupuncture alone. So
Amazing.
really
Wow,
great.
that's
It's worth
amazing.
a try.
I've heard of that. I've actually tried that because I was I have an embryo that's frozen for like he's been there for 10 years and because I only had one ovary left, and we did that whole thing.
Ugh.
And with one embryo, it's hard. It's hard to get what do you call it? It's hard to get
The follicles
the
going
follicles
and the
going and
eggs
everything.
dropping.
And so it was really hard. And I went through an acupuncture as well in our place, and I got like how many? 7 embryos, and one
Wow.
embryo
Wow.
survived. So that was really like good. So I mean,
yeah, that's a
acupuncture,
blessing.
try it.
Yeah.
And so how about what business are you like doing now?
Well,
I know you have a business, right? Yeah.
well, yeah, we're in the supermarket business, but eventually I
Ooh.
wanna be more involved. I think when the kids are older, because my youngest is 1, so I feel like maybe I'll give
You
it.
get involved in the company.
Yes, yeah.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be more
that's-
involved. It's a
yeah.
family
Is that
company.
is that something that you love
Yeah.
doing? Yeah.
I love helping my husband, and I mean I
Uh-huh.
can't go act anymore.
Then she could do the
No, but,
supermarket
like,
commercials.
yeah.
I know.
I actually did. I actually did a commercial. He did not pay me,
Aw.
but it's okay.
Like, yes, I did.
I think you should, what should you advise her? I think you should continue your blog.
I
right?
think
you should pursue
I mean,
it.
if I were to,
Yes.
as your new
Yeah.
friend,
Yes,
look at you
yeah.
and I'd say, I'm proud of you. You're a self-confident woman. You're strong. You're doing, you've 4 kids. It's so impressive. And I
Thank you.
love the
Yeah.
mommy blog.
Aw.
I would tune in and watch that. And like I
Yes.
said, start simple. Because,
Yes.
when you start something new, you can get super overwhelmed.
It is. Yes.
Yes.
It's
it
too
is.
big. Start small. Do your little. I would do daily videos.
yeah.
And with advice.
that's so true.
With your.
Yeah, with them. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And
we have a friend that we have a friend that's what she does, right? She's
Yeah.
very successful now, and all she does is talk about like family.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
you'd be great.
Family
And
life.
then going into the business eventually sounds awesome.
Yeah.
You got a plan.
Yeah.
See, having a plan.
We are
an
going to
idea.
call. We are going. Okay, we're gonna call her in about few months
Oh,
after
sure.
from this, and we're gonna follow up.
Yeah.
What
Fun,
she,
yeah.
what she did, if she
Yes.
did, you have to pursue this. You're
That's
here
true.
because we
I
want
know,
you.
yes.
She's here
Yeah.
because she wants you to do it.
Yeah.
So for everyone who's actually, depressed about that whole, what do you call it, self-care or having a baby, you should call 1-877-611-1445, and it's a 24/7 hotline. It's a USA Depression hotline.
No
Okay.
shame in that
Yes.
game, that's for
Thank
sure.
you so much.
Yay.
Wow, that went by so fast.
much. I know, so much
fun. Thank
So nice
you.
to meet you.
I'm
Good to
gonna
meet
call you, all right? Okay, advice for today.
Woohoo.
Never feel guilty about making yourself a priority. Heck yeah. You can't be a good wife, a mother, or a friend, or employee, or a boss if you don't feel good about yourself and when your head is at. This doesn't mean that you won't have challenges or bad days, or that everything has to go your way all the time. But it does not mean that you should be proactive about finding what makes you feel happy and centered. Yeah.
I agree.
Tip of the day. Yeah.
Tip.
Okay, I love this. I got this from my dad, by the way. We
Aw.
always hear the advice, love yourself. I think every day, right?
Yeah.
Love yourself,
Yes,
love
yeah.
yourself.
See it everywhere.
And then your
All
question is
over my
like,
Instagram.
okay,
How?
you always hear this, how do you love yourself? What the heck?
Like,
okay. And I have learned this from my dad. Love is already inside us. And I actually wrote this on my on the eulogy of my dad. And this is how he explained it to me. I was like, Dad, I have love in me. I fell in love with my husband. I love my, my children. I love my family. I love my friends. No, I'm not talking about that love. I'm talking about the love, that's universal, that you're giving to everyone. That love you have to clean. And I'm like, okay, what is that all about? He explained it to me. He was like, love is like a gold in the ground. When you see a gold in the ground and it's all muddy, so that dirt, you take it out, right? So
Yeah, I wash it.
you wash it and you'll see it, it's all polished. And that's the love that we have inside. And they're saying if we don't clean that thing inside us, which is all those dirt inside us, are the ego, greed,
Yeah.
anger, hate, jealousy. If it's still all there and you don't take it away from you, you cannot give love. That's how he explained it to me. So
such wise
Beautiful.
words.
It's so true.
yeah. So if we have love in ourselves and if we all cleanse and take out all those greed, hate, whatever, it's easier to give love.
Yeah.
So, ladies,
That's true.
let's love one another.
That's true.
And try to give love
Yeah.
the
So
first
you can receive
person.
love
Yeah,
and give love and
yeah.
keep it going.
Yeah, so
no
try-
judgment.
no
Love your
judgment.
fellow sister.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
yeah.
try to give love, ladies, to the person who you meet or, after watching the show and listening to the show. And don't forget my date like a girl, marry like a woman.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you. Cheers!
Yay,
girls!
Thank you.
guys.
Thank
That
you.
was so good. That was
Yay.
so good.
Nice to meet you.
Bye. See you again next week, Monday at 1 p.m.
You're listening to Polished Woman, only on LA Talk Radio.